These guys are pretty much dead even. Nice Stalfos room by both of them right there.
Relkin had one of them actually spawn, but he avoided having 3 spawn, so he still only had to kill the 2, which only loses a couple seconds.
Yes, now we're heading into, I guess, the east side of Eastern Palace. Got to get the big key. Again, Eastern Palace, pretty much the same as Escape. Really just a bit of movement. It's a bit more challenging. There's a couple of sort of difficult tricks you need to do coming up, especially this big key skip that you're going to see in one room here.
Yeah, Relkin is going to have to watch out. He really needs to get this first try with his health situation.
Uh-oh. So he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's kind of waiting for the Popo to come back. Okay, well,
Wow.
that's one way to do it. That was pretty clever, actually. So
that was pretty nice. He could have taken 2 damage boosts on the anti-fairies themselves, but that would have left him, I think, at half a heart, which he didn't want to do.
yeah, I didn't see what happened to him because there's a heart in that small key room too that you can grab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the big reasons to grab Sank Heart, at least in my experience, is that big key skip can be very sketchy if you are not close to full health. And the rest of the dungeon after it also gets very, very sketchy.
Yeah, because if you're down to 1 heart here, there's a lot of things that will kill you in 1 hit. And so Shady here entering probably the 2 trickiest rooms in the dungeon. Nice Zelda gamer room by Shady right there. Relkin opting for the sword spin.
Oh man, that was some quick adjustment by Relkin.
Yeah.
Getting the shots into the Igar and dodging the Stalfos. That was... it's been mentioned before, when they're primarily rando runners, that's the kind of thing that you'll see them be really good at, because they don't always practice the most optimized can strats and stuff like that, but they get really good at adjusting on the fly, and that was definitely an example of that from Relkin.
Yeah, I agree with that. Both runners had nice, almost nice fights there also, by the way. But yeah, random players that is one skill set that it will give you. When things start to go wrong, you're a little bit better at bringing it back because you're doing a lot of these rooms with different equipment. So you're not quite going on the script as much. So now we're getting the boots. So this is where the speed run really begins. See some discussion in chat here. Pretty healthy rupee count there on Shady's side.
All the way through the prize pack twice?
He must have. He's going for that brewery skip. This is the run. The freest Skullwoods gold ever.
Yeah, it gets Saha rupees and tree pulls, and then you just...
Yeah, Relkin's pretty healthy too with 33.
Yeah, definitely nothing on the rupee end to complain about for either runner. Shady's going to be in very good position to skip probably a red, as well as a couple blues.
Really nice library spin speed by Shady there. You don't see too many runners going for that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of runners who will do it in their runs, skipping it in the tournament, because if you miss it, you've already lost time.
Both of them going for it. So yeah, Desert Palace, again, not super challenging split. A lot of just clean dashing. You're going to see the boss of Desert Palace, Lammo, is probably the highest variance outside of the Aghanim fight in the Light World. So getting a good Lambo fight is going to be really useful for both of these runners. See Shady missing a dash there, getting a beam by that archer guard, but he's back on track now.
Yeah, something that I've had happen to me a couple times in races where like you're trying to play a little faster than you normally would, despite the fact that it's a speed run and you're supposed to be trying to play fast all the time, and you'll like hold down the button, start charging up a dash, and then let go like 2 frames before it charges, and then you're just standing there.
Yeah, or you get too eager and you just press it like too soon, and it takes a second for you to register that you haven't started dashing, and then you start yelling at Link and then get on your way. All right, so both runners making it into Eastern here. We just gotta grab this torch key, grab our big key, and then make our way to the Landmo fight. I'm still blown away by Shady's rupee count. I don't know if I've ever had 60 rupees in the light world before treacle.
I have, but not before like getting into desert. Like some of these popo, like I've gotten to like the second red, or like had really good blues and reds like up till those popos there. But like, man,
I guess maybe if I've like died in Eastern Palace or something, but like on a run that's like a few seconds above PB in Desert Palace with 60 rupees seems like just absurd. The other thing you see these runners doing is just grabbing a bunch of arrow pots. Your arrow count is something in this game that is very important to make sure you're managing that resource properly. Bombs as well. Desert Palace gives the opportunity to really stock up. Although relkin's only got 24, which is fine. It's not ideal, but depending on how his Lambo fights goes, he should be fine.
If I think in relkin's position, if I can take all 5 of those arrows before Landmo's, and it's the top left pot in that room, I'll usually grab it because, you know, with the way the Landmo fight usually goes for me, I know that it's either that or grab the Bonk Cave arrows later after Hera, and the Landmo ones are definitely a little faster.
Yeah, Lambo, I just can never grab them without just getting accosted by that red guard.
Yeah, it definitely... Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. I've been messing that room up and sort of figured out how to get it done. I didn't really take for granted how many times I've taken an extra hit or two. So Landmo's not the most dangerous fight either, but you'll lose health a lot faster than you think if you're not careful, or if it doesn't go to plan.
It's a super challenging boss fight. The first kind of cycle here is a bit scripted, but after that you really gotta time your arrows, read where Landmo's going, and kind of anticipate. Really nice second cycle there by Shady. Hopefully he can clean this up. I think this Landmo needs 3 arrows though. That was an unlucky hop there on Shady's side. So I think that was a 4 cycle.
Yep, and the last 2 were just 1 Landmo. You hate to see it.
So relkin's got a bit of cleanup work here to do.
Oh, that was an unfortunate hop. He was standing a little to the left of it because it was so far to the outside. It was a good bet it would go in, but short hopped out, which... Nice cleanup from relkin though, too.
Yeah, fairly clean fight from both of them. So now Shady's entering the Tower of Hera split. This is definitely the most dangerous split in the light world. In these tournament races, Hera is kind of all about avoiding disaster rather than, trying to gold. And the first of the dangerous parts is coming up for Shady right now in this fake flipper. What he needs to do here is jump into the water and screen transition right away, and then just make it to this whirlpool before the Zora pops out and snags him.
That was a pretty textbook fake flipper from Shady.
Yeah, very clean. Nice shot by Relkin. Getting the quick hop too.
Nice. Both runners passing the first big hurdle. If you get hit in fake flipper, the game tries to put you back where you jumped in the water, which if you don't have flippers, you know, it like should be on the same screen, or so the game thinks, and it can't figure out where to put you, and you actually can't get out of it without saving and quitting. The screen scrolls and it's ridiculous. For the sake of the tournament, you're allowed to save and quit, but does invalidate it for the leaderboard because this is any percent no save and quit.
Now we got Death Mountain. There's a lot going on Death Mountain. You got dead rocks, you got these cabbages, everything's kind of going every direction. It's kind of critical to get the spin speed that Shady is hopefully just got. I see he's kind of bailing out there. But it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he didn't get spin speed, but only lost 1 heart, which honestly, in a tournament setting, I think I'd rather have the hearts than the spin speed.
Yeah, I agree with that. Getting into Tower of Hera with 5 hearts is absolutely fine. You see Relkin, both runners, you see them entering that quick warp, and they'll be using their mirror as well at very specific pixels so that they can get what's known as a quick warp and save about half a second for each one of those, as Relkin is a little unlucky there with that dead rock positioning.
Yeah, that was a really nice second quick warp from Relkin. I always need a menu buffer to get that one. Or to have any hope of getting that one. I don't always get it by any means.
Yeah, I agree. I use my menu buffer there as well. Relkin down to 2 hearts. He's got to be a little careful here. There are places in Tower of Hera where you can refill your health, but you got to make sure you get there first.
Yeah, I think if Relkin takes 1 more heart, if I took 1 more heart, you know, like from one of the Moldorms or something, I would probably opt for a death warp in a race situation rather than try to get all the way to Petting Zoo and then upstairs to refill hearts. Loses a little time, can save you a menu if you're decisive about doing it.
Yeah, you definitely really got to think about what you're comfortable with. Yeah, he's playing it real safe here. Charging his sword to make sure he can get through that room all right.
Yeah, I like that call. You know, 1.5 or 2 hearts is, you know, he'll definitely want to be hitting the safety switch upstairs, but this feels a lot more manageable than 1 heart to me.
See, even Shady hitting it with 4 hearts, it's like that's for sure a tournament strategy. To be honest with you, I've been hitting it every time in this tournament as well. It's so little time loss, and it's just so much safety.
We opting for the first bomb jump in the run, and actually, I found out recently, the first bomb jump put into the run. The Hera bomb jump saves about 12 seconds versus going upstairs, hitting the switch, and falling down, as is intended in vanilla. Relkin showing off the spin strat, which is I'm a proponent of the spin strat.
Now we get Shady going into the Moldorm fight. Very dangerous fight. Moldorm goes really in somewhat unpredictable directions, and his platform, he can knock you off, which costs a lot of time, and Shady doing a great job. That was a really nice Moldorm fight.
Yeah, very well handled.
See how Relkin handles it, opting to follow him from behind. This is actually, I think, probably the best strategy for time.
Yeah, and when you can, it's pretty safe as well. when you can manage it, when Moldorm, it doesn't end up in corners.
Really nice fight on Relkin's side too. So fairly disaster-free Hera is definitely very acceptable for both runners in a tournament setting. Relkin's going to be pretty far ahead of his PB actually after that Hera. He's saving a ton of time. Now we get to see Shady's tree pull decision. I don't even know what the right thing to do is with 61 rupees.
I mean, he can get two rupees, right? Or two reds with 71. That's nuts.
Yeah, so both runners opting for the tree pull rupees. So depending on a few different factors of how many enemies you've killed and whether or not you've taken damage, you'll get a different value of rupees when you pull on certain trees. So these runners will manipulate that by grabbing that tree and then killing 4 enemies without getting hit, which is very critical, over the next few screens to get red rupees out of a different tree on the way back to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, Relkin taking an unorthodox 4 enemies to kill. He threw a sign at a pickle. He killed the bush crab. I think he also took a pickle shot and maybe killed something else. Oh, the bush crab that he dashed down through. So he doesn't actually need to kill anything. Just needs to avoid taking any damage. Shady, on the other hand, could probably take damage and still be very nearly fine. He only needs 33 more rupees, technically, before...
Nice adjustment by Shady there. I don't know if I would have thought to grab those two, so well done. Yeah, so I guess Relkin has killed 4 enemies?
Yeah, he killed 3 before even entering Lost Woods, I think.
Interesting.
Oh,
nice arrows.
Good call to pick those up.
And Shady got those in the Beetle room too, so both runners flush on arrows here. Alright, so now we're entering Ega Tower. This is probably the most technical, I would say, part of the Light World. A lot of tricky rooms, starting with this gold ball and chain guard room.
Yeah, really that's a room that can change strats based on whether you have beams, how many arrows you have. Both combined, definitely, it's definitely nice to be able to do that, which is the preferred and mostly optimal strat.
That's well done by Shady. We'll see what strategy Relkin opts for. Looks like he's going with the 4 arrow. That was kind of like a modified version of what Shady did. Relkin's a little high there. He's going to have to... Yep. So that is a bit unlucky for Relkin. So because Relkin didn't dash and kill those enemies, he got that heart drop. So now in Palace of Darkness, he has a 50-50 chance to get a fairy, which would mean he won't get that fairy in Turtle Rock, which is when you want to get the fairy.
It is possible to guarantee that he doesn't get it, at least in pod, if nothing else goes wrong. If you pick up the right pot before Hammer Jump, and then, like, you kind of got to move in a slightly interesting way. It's not too difficult, but if you throw the pot left at the Helma so he falls into the pit, he won't drop anything. And,
oh, really? I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I think that's a bitey strat, which I really like and have used multiple times, and yet I still try way too hard to get the fairy skip with dash strats if I lose beams.
Yeah, I learned there's a dash strat you can kill the mini Helma with, which I learned at one point, and then I just stopped ever using it because it just made my hammer jump timing awful.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so now we got Shady going into the Aghanim fight. This is the largest source of RNG in terms of time loss in the run. So So we're going to hope that both of these runners get the same amount of blue balls, irrespective of how many that is. I see Shady's ahead of his PB, so let's hope we get 0 for both these guys, considering they're both ahead of their PBs.
Yeah, that'd be great to see these nice paces continue. And honestly, Relkin's really not too far behind. Definitely gave up a little time in this split, but it's still pretty good, pretty close race.
I think was that one or was that was 2 blue balls in Shady's first cycle, right?
I think so.
Okay, so we got 3 for Shady.
Relkin realized that he used the 4-letter file name. Probably a little ahead on screen is why that showed up in chat.
I didn't see. Did you see how many Relkin got in his first cycle? It's really hard to keep track of 2 of these at once. I'm just realizing. I think that's 5 for Shady.
Oh, I guess. Ooh. I guess if they were to be different, I always like it to bring the runners closer together, even if it's unfortunate, if that is a difference maker. And
okay, well, they definitely brought them closer together, that's for sure. So I think Shady got 6. Was that 2 on Relkin's side?
Yeah, I think that's correct. Shady's still gonna have a small lead here, but yeah, it's all gonna come down to Dark World, which honestly you love to see.
Yeah, and so obviously now we're entering the Dark World. This is where the difficulty and kind of the fun really starts to ramp up for this speedrun. I guess Relkin's not running against his PB, is he? So he's not necessarily miles ahead, although he probably still is ahead.
Yeah, I think his PB is about a minute better than the splits we're looking at, and he's 44 seconds ahead of those splits at AGA 1 already. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if he was ahead of his PB. That's another thing that I think is part of the rando mindset. Like, Relkin plays this game all the time. You know, he uses rando splits most of the time. He's not worried about it. Like, Relkin running against these splits seems to just be looking for good runs. Which is a very good mindset to have at this level.
Yeah, he probably also knows he can bring pretty much any run back in the Dark World if he has no mistakes too. That's always kind of a good feeling to have when you're kind of starting out. All right, you see, Shady finally gets to spend his plethora of rupees that he acquired to pay the monkey, get into Palace of Darkness. Say this split is probably one of the more difficult Dark World splits. A few very tricky rooms. You got the hammer jump coming up, which at this level is mandatory bomb jump. That is definitely the most difficult one in the game.
Yeah, it's. I want to say it's.
Hello? Com should be back. Hello there.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Okay, we're having as if the technical issues in the stream wasn't enough. Now Discord is having issues.
All right. We back.
TeamSpeak download.
Yeah, I might want to get started on that because today seems to be the day where everything goes wrong.
It is all good. All right, so we've had successful hammer jumps from both of them. We are making our way back to the back of Palace of Darkness.
Relkin opting for even more arrows here. I think that's probably partially a lack of familiarity with the arrow route and how many you want to have when. Definitely wasn't in dire need there, and you can get through the room significantly faster. I mean those are what 1 second, 1.5 second arrows, so it's really not the worst thing in the world. But
yeah, so we got Shady here heading into the Helmasaur fight. There's a new-ish tech on Helmasaur, which I think Shady will use. Yeah, he's going to arm the spin speed state here, which is going to make his hammer box extended, and it just makes this fight super free, which is amazing because this fight used to be a pretty heavy reset point, and I hopefully did not speak too soon as Shady is getting a little beat up here. Very nice fight on Shady's side.
Shady going very aggressive with it, breaking the mask before the second attack, but not quite fast enough to actually get a hit or two in so that he could just damage boost and tank through and ignore the fireball entirely. If you break Helma's mask while there is a fireball forming, it'll actually disappear. So Relkin just now could have waited like 1/4 of a second and not had to deal with the fireball at all. But he, not having to do much dodging to get around it, cleans it up very nicely.
Yeah, great fights on both sides. See, not much separation still. I think Shady, again, gained a little bit of time in Palace of Darkness. But this is NMG. It is a very challenging speedrun. Anything can happen.
Shady coming out at 37 flat by my count, and Relkin maybe 15, 20 seconds behind, probably. A little more.
Yeah, it looks about right. Yeah, so now we're in the Thieves Town split. Maybe the most difficult overworld? I don't know. It's between this and Ice Palace. See Shady here about to attempt his bridge hammer dash. That's a trick that not only makes that screen much safer, but it also makes it much faster.
Those are the best strats.
So yeah, like screens on this split need just a lot of clean movement. See Shady here about to get his flute, see how many digs it takes. Ooh, 1 dig, what a pro.
No quick warp from Shady, so Relkin can make up 35 whole frames if he gets this quick warp.
Shading here, coming up to probably the most critical spin speed. I mean, you have forever to do it, but you need to get it to get past that red guy that's chasing him down right now.
Yeah, that is the spin speed that I think at any level no one will bail on getting. I don't think I've ever seen a runner just say, well, nope, I'm not going for this one. I'm taking too long to get it. Because honestly, there's no guarantee at any point that bailing on the spin speed is faster than trying 3 more times. Yeah, that screen can go so wrong if you don't have spin speed.
Yeah, both runners batting pretty well on spin speeds. So yeah, Shady come up to our second hammer dash of the split here. Ooh, like almost no lag on that screen. That bush screen that he just dashed right through. Sometimes it can give you you got like 3 fairies spawning, a bunch of other crap going on, and it just slows everything down. A 258 entry, I think that was for Shady. That is really good for someone with a 127 for sure. It's really good for anybody, actually.
Yeah, I haven't gotten an entry that fast. Relkin getting not very much lag either. Probably a little more though. Got that D. I think if I can do math right, Relkin doesn't have a split timer up, but I think that was like a 305 entry for him, which is honestly also not all that bad, but it's goes to show what you were saying earlier about that overworld screen. There are just so many little things, or that overworld section, not screen. Every screen has tons of little things that can lose a lot of time if you don't know them.
Ooh, nice Hellway dash there on Shady's side. You need to both get on the exact pixels and have good luck to get through that Hellway with one dash.
Yeah, the easiest way to get on that pixel is start a dash without pressing any other direction and then just cancel it on the right frame. Easier said than done, but honestly, it's easier to do than it sounds. Relkin getting that nice, but not getting the RNG he wanted.
Yeah, that's the perfect example of what we were just saying. Like, he did everything correctly, but sometimes Patrick Sire just gets in your way and there's nothing you can do about it.
Not losing much time to it, though. It took one hit, readjusted, found a good lane, and got his dash through, so... That room, that was probably like 1 or 2 seconds of time lost, but it can easily turn into 5 to 10 if things don't go right. So, good adjustment.
Yes, now we gotta make our way to the basement. Grab this friendly-looking maiden here. Get our Titan's mitts. And then make our way to the boss.
I kind of like Thieves Town being where it is in the speedrun because, at this point, you've saved one maiden. Oh, she was in a crystal. Like, this could be the next maiden as far as you know. But, in the vanilla game where this is dungeon number 4, like, you've rescued 3 maidens in crystals at this point. Like, something's up, right?
It's true, it's almost too easy. Alright, now Shady into his blind fight. Getting through phase 1 and 2 with no issues. Wow, that was a great fight. That is about as good as it gets.
Yeah. You can tell how good the blind script went by how far left he is on that last hit, and there was none of him touching the light.
That's, I think, if my catch times are right, that's a 2-second gold for Shady. He is having a really, really good run. He's going to be plus 22 on a run with 6 more blue balls than his PB. Like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Really nice fight on Relkin's side as well. Yeah, 2.2 second gold for Shady there for Thieves Town. Really impressive.
Yeah, a gold of 2 seconds on a split that is as generally consistent as Thieves Town is that's pretty impressive. I don't think at the 127 level for Thieves Town you'd get 2-second golds very often.
Yeah, exactly. And like the difference between like the best and good runners, like Thieves Town has some of the least difference between like good and great runners too. So that was like a really good split for him. See, Relkin has a gold as well, but I'm not 100% sure if these are Relkin's real splits. So that could be a real gold, because that was an 8-second goal. Okay, so now we got both runners here doing a bit of shopping before we get into Skull Woods. They got to collect their 600 rupees and pay the dwarf here $10 to temper their sword.
Relkin dashing up manual stairs. You hate to see it.
Now we got Shady doing the all-important fence dash. Oh, yeah, it didn't look like he had it set up correctly. Oh, and gets the bonk on the bushes. That's the bonk of shame from missing the fence dash.
That's karma. That's karma.
He earned that one.
That's karma for not taking the bonk he knew was coming.
That's also what happens on the next split when you get a 2-second gold every time, so it's pretty much expected.
There's those 2 seconds back. Right on cue.
Alright, so we got Shady here, about to enter the second worst room in the game. He's got to get these jellies out of the way and just get that statue over that switch before these mummies get to him. That was some good patterns on his side, but some really good movement as well.
Ooh, that was some prime left side RNG for that dash, but Shady didn't lose much time. Just taking that slash and going right. I think, isn't it faster to go on the left side, but the RNG is just so likely to mess you up that almost no one ever does it? It seems like it should be faster, right?
Oh, I have no idea. I've never even thought about that.
The room's asymmetrical.
Yeah, so Relkin getting a little bullied here. Ooh, squeezes by. I think he's good now, though. He's got to wait for the hand, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense looking at it now. All right,
cool.
so
Serious confirming my suspicions on the reason that no one ever does it. Oh, Relkin trying to thread the needle against that rope. I didn't want to take the time to slash. He's going to have to be kind of careful. I would expect we see a bonk here. I don't think he's going to... Okay, or a mirror. They're about the same amount of time. He will have to remember... Okay. The big thing if you don't fall in the pit there is you do not have the invulnerability frames that you might be used to, leaving that, and you can just eat a rope into the face, take 2 hearts of damage while trying to avoid one.
Alright, we got Shady dropping down into the Mothula fight.
Very nice back of Skullwoods from Shady too. I think that was the double hit on
Yeah, it was. Opting for the Fire Rod. That can get a little hairy. He's getting in trouble now, so he's got to be real careful. Just be a little patient here.
Luckily,
So the longer this fight goes on, the more difficult it gets. That's the issue. He's got one slash. There we go. That was really well played. He took his time. You know, didn't rush it. Well done by Shady.
yeah, and definitely it was time he didn't want to lose, but he could afford to. He couldn't have afforded a death. That would have given Relkin the lead. Relkin had a nice a Fire Rod dash out of the mummy hallway too, which was pretty nice. Ooh, Relkin not getting the double hit.
It's a pretty good cleanup though.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Relkin might have got a little bit back in Skullwoods. It's hard to tell because I don't. He doesn't have a segment timer going, as you said. So
that was a 5:46 Skullwoods for Shady, far from his best. Almost 20 seconds over, I think. Yeah, the stream is just a little blurry. I think that's 18 seconds. Relkin. See when he wraps it up here.
all right, so only about 30 seconds of separation. As we, head into Ice Palace. So interesting on Shady's side. Let's see if he opts for the safer dash. He does not. You've seen a lot of runners in this tournament have different movement on that screen that Shady was just on to avoid any risk of taking damage. So now Shady here, just got to grab his Quake Medallion and get his slippers. So this is the Ice Palace split. Let's see if Relkin going for the dash too. So both these runners braver than I am for sure in this tournament.
Yeah, I was going for it. I feel like I get punished by the lottery so little that it's worth going for. But thinking about it, it's the one time you don't want to have it happen is in a race setting where things can start going out of control, like losing beams early in the ice split or losing health early.
Yeah, especially in kind of Shady's position if he knows. I'm sure he's watching the stream, right? So he's a little bit incentivized to take on stress like that. But if you're not used to it, then there's obviously no point. And like the risk isn't that high.
Yeah.
Okay, and this Zora screen here to get your flippers, probably one of the hardest movement screens in the game. Just really got to time your dashes properly, and Shady pausing real close to that crab there. Got to get in the... Wow, I cannot believe he didn't get hit, but yeah, well done on his side.
Nice movement. I don't think we've seen either runner... We saw either runner take a spill into the water on Zora's domain, which is always great to see.
Yeah, and Ice Palace, super challenging dungeon. Just a lot of rooms. Nice reaction
there
by
Shady
Relkin
is honestly one of the it's a pretty intricate and reaction heavy room that he handled really well RNG wise. Yeah,
now we got Shady here. coming to these next 4 rooms, which is probably the most challenging part of Ice Palace outside of the boss, the Cold Stare fight. Really nice switch room there. Now he's just gotta time this bomb so he can kill both of these Selphos guards. And this conveyor room in here, to do this optimally, is pretty tough. We didn't quite get the right jelly with the beam, but he cleans it up nicely. And now into the Ice Palace bomb jump. This is the most mandatory of the bomb jumps. He's got it 1 pixel down. That looks really good.
Hammer buffers, interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone else do that. Ooh, Relkin showing the risk of the... Wait, did he do the 2-bomb strat? No, or did he get hit?
No, I don't think he did. I think he just didn't get his bomb down far enough to hit the switch to get down.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice deboost strat there by Relkin. He's got to hit the switch, though. Ooh, that was close. Relkin opting for the non-boots buffer version of the Ice Palace bomb jump. Still gets it very nicely. Alright, so now Shady heading into the Cold Stare fight. Cold Stare is super dangerous. The game expects you to have the blue mail at this point, so Cold Stare does 4 hearts of damage, and the falling icicles now do 2 hearts of damage. So we'll see. I'm almost positive Shady does 6 slash. He's a 6 slash for life kind of guy. That is a nice 6 slash.
Yep, that's what we like to see. If you can do it that well every time, go for it for life. I don't know if I've ever gotten a clean 6 slash. I've been doing 1 poke since I started running the game.
Yeah, I dropped that as soon as I could. I find it super inconsistent, but Shady seems to have found a way to get it good. Let's see what Relkin does. Relkin opting for the single poke, really nice. They spread it a little bit there, but still got within his kind of spin radius. So Shady running close to Ice Palace Gold here too, as well.
Yeah, he's only overall, even with his pretty brutal moth fight, only lost 1.5 seconds in Dark World overall, which is pretty nice, playing close to PB like that.
Yeah, so now we might see some route diversions. I can see from Shady Splits that he does all of his shopping in Mire. I don't know what Relkin does. I'm guessing he probably does it in Swamp, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I want to say Relkin has actually moved around his shopping. I could see if he's watching the race, and obviously he doesn't value his split differences very highly because he keeps not saving EVs. He might just opt to do the same thing. Yeah. I think he did the same thing as McMonkey when they raced in the last round, or the round before. When I was commenting that one, McMonkey does Ether in Swamp and Ice Rod in TR, and Relkin did the same then. So I think he might just be matching so he knows exactly where he stands in the race.
So he's just doing us all a favor to make it comparable and easier to watch. But how does he research his opponent? Because he's been winning the races, right? So you assume he's been ahead at this point most of the time.
Yeah, I suppose. He might.
How can my brain is not big enough to do 3 different sets of menus on the fly.
Mine either. Well, we'll probably be seeing if Relkin is prepared for Mire shopping then. I could also be remembering wrong. That is also a possibility.
I see Ace here in chat saying that he changed it when they were Ace, so interesting. Anyway, Swamp Palace, the Dark World Escape. Not a whole lot of risk here. This is in the vanilla game. I guess this is still the vanilla game. The intended second dungeon, so we're kind of going backwards in difficulty a little bit, but there's still a lot that can hit you here and there.
Yeah, and this, if Escape was all about your bootsless movement and pumping, this is about, you know, doing the right dashes, making sure you're maximizing movement, because honestly, almost any time you get hit in this dungeon, it's because you did something sloppy. You were a little too slow on something. So definitely a test of your movement skills.
Shady, this is my favorite hammer dash in the game right here. Nice. Not everybody does that, but I don't know, I find it super free. Yeah, what were we coming into Ice Palace? So Shady gained a little bit more time in Ice, right? Now 56 seconds? 46 seconds. Never do math on the fly.
Yeah, so Relkin had a 6:38 Ice. And then
Yeah, Shady's 6:25, which is a really good Ice Palace.
yeah, that's a very good Ice Palace.
Yeah, like Shady's got some good goals. He for sure can get a 126 with a good run.
And Shady is running against his balanced PB and not his PB. I think he was on pretty decisive 126 pace going into endgame, and then late game was late game. So definitely capable of it. Might have some time to save as well.
Yeah, the other thing about Swamp Palace, it gives you an opportunity to restock your arrows and bombs if you need to. Shady's good on bombs, but you're going to see him pick up another 5-arrow pot here at the back. Now we're heading to the Argus fight, so optimally, to do the fight optimally is the most difficult fight, maybe probably apart from the Ganon fight. I know Shady does not go for it, and I'm almost positive Relkin does go for it. I think I've seen Relkin do it with Master Sword, which is really impressive.
Yeah, you can't quite zero cycle with Master Sword, but you can get the fastest one cycle. You can get a mid 20 seconds Argus fight. So if Relkin pulls off the zero cycle, that's 5 or 6 seconds he will make up. And if he doesn't get it, he will probably break pretty even. It's one of the nicest strats in the game to go for that way.
Yeah, so Shady with a really nice Argus fight there. And the one good thing about the zero cycle Argus is that it is free to go for, so by messing it up, you don't lose any time. Nice movement so far. Yeah, he just dropped it there, but he might be able to... No, he won't cover it. It's still very close, though. Good effort on his side.
And Shady didn't go for that Fire Rod second phase either.
Relkin's having a really good run. Do you know what his actual PB is?
I think it's still the 130.10 he got.
Man, he is way ahead of 130.10.
Yeah, he's borderline 128 pace.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, on 128 pace, I think. Alright, so now we see Shady gonna do his shopping here in the Meyer split, which is the correct time to do your shopping. I don't care what anybody else says. So yeah, I'm guessing if Relkin mimics Shady, we're going to see both the Ether Medallion and the Ice Rod grabbed here.
Relkin going for the first sword climb. You love to see it. Nice movement to avoid those Tektites.
Yes, Shady not taking any damage. You see Relkin there slashing those bushes. He wants to get back to full health for Meyer 2.
Yeah, you get a couple chances to slash a crab or two. I probably would have gone for those first. I think the first bush is pretty reasonable to slash though.
Yeah, you'll see Shady here go below this rock to pick it up. So that is setting up what's known as the spooky action glitch, which we will talk about in about 2 or 3 minutes here. Ooh, Shady's got to be a little careful with that bonk. I guess the bird kind of got out of his hair anyway.
Oh man, I know Shady likes him some bird tosses. This is temptingly close.
Oh, was that on purpose? No, don't do it, Shady. Come on now. Don't bring shame to here. Oh, it hurts.
I think Shady's Goldmeyer has the bird toss in it, which or did recently at least.
All right, so Shady into Meyer 2. Maybe the most fun room in the game. Gets a bit of weird RNG there. He's going to clean it up with a 2-cycle.
It was about as fast as a 2-cycle can be, though. Since he was on his way to the door the way he normally would have been if he'd killed them all.
Dude, if I see more bird tosses than chest turns in this run, I'm going to be super disappointed. That's all I got to say.
I don't think I've seen either runner go for a chest turn yet. So... time's ticking.
All right, so
getting a bad input. Right. Ooh, gonna 3-cycle.
Ooh, Shady getting slugged. That is dangerous. So that guy does 4 hearts of damage. So he's got to be a little careful now.
Yeah, not quite the danger zone yet. The race is a little too close, I think, to go to, you know, like there are situations where you might want to grab the lobby key instead of the spike chest key to save some hearts. But
yeah,
with the extended door state, you can't clip through that rail and save a little time getting back to the lobby.
Well, is that legal in NMG though? I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
No.
Yeah, without that, you're giving up a pretty significant amount of time to grab that key instead.
I will say, in the ZeldaSpeedRuns tournament, I took 6 hearts of damage in Meyer once, and so I had to do the backup, and I did not know how to do it, and I did not do it right. So maybe Shady knows how to do it. You'd think rando players would, but you never know. I see Relkin with 108-14 torches, so like he's definitively on 128 pace.
Hey, Let's pull up my splits just out of curiosity. I was... Okay, so... Yeah, Relkin is almost... Oh, never mind. That's Ether. I was going to say, he's roughly a minute ahead of my PvE coming out of Swamp, but I have Ether after Swamp. So he... And I was on 128 pace until TR.
What is your PvE? I'm curious.
129.43, and I died in after Chomps.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then that looks pretty good. So Shady's got 5.5 hearts. That is okay, actually. He has a good Vitreous fight. He should be fine.
Ooh, Relkin taking more hearts than he wanted to because he hook-shotted to that pot. The iframes didn't run out as soon as he thought they would. Getting 2 extra hearts, though, that is non-trivial.
All right, so Shady kept his 5.5 here. This is a bit of a Monka-esque situation, but so long as he keeps it clean, he should be okay. Oh no, Shady!
No.
That was a bit of bad luck. So this race has just flipped. Yeah, that was some unlucky movement on his part. For that eyeball just really got exactly where he didn't want it to go.
Yeah, most times that movement would be fine there. I'm sure there were things he could have done to make it safer, but yeah, that was largely RNG.
All right, so let's see if Relkin can clean it up. We're really getting deep in there on that first spin. No, okay, well,
No.
well, we're even now, boys.
Well, you definitely hate to see it on the pace. Both of these runners were on, honestly.
I know Relkin was on he was on insane pace. But it does keep this race nice and close. All right, so now the important thing for these guys is just don't tilt. Like, hopefully, if Shady's watching the stream, he knows. So he knows he's in the exact same position as he was the first time walking to Vitreous, just with more hearts.
Oh, wow, Relkin got that heart as he went through the door. I thought he was walking past it. Wow, that was crazy.
All right, well, here we go, round 2.
Much comfier heart counts.
Yeah, the refight always goes perfectly. That is the rule.
That was textbook from Shady.
Relkin does not need to hit that. There we go. He remembered. That's good.
Luckily, he got that full magic, so having an extra shot won't really cost him the ability to do the rest of the swoopy stuff.
All right. So yeah, Relkin has a much healthier heart count as well, though he does take... Oh, he's getting a little beat up here. I should really stop talking. But let's see how his round 2 goes. Oh, this
gosh.
is... Uh-oh. So the one thing, this is hopefully the rando instincts can kick in here, though, because he's done this fight with very little equipment, I know for sure, as a cross keys player. This is the kind of good thing. You can see he knows what to do.
This is very... Okay.
Good job. Like, he
Very
cleaned it
nice.
up.
Yeah, that was about as fast as you could do that fight. without like refusing to take damage after that. That was, he stayed up close. The eyeballs didn't move a ton. Very, very well done.
Okay, I'm sweating now, but at least we're out of here alive. Kind of all evened out, so now it just comes down to Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower. Again, Shady making it. Oh, I almost spoke too soon, but still a pretty clean Death Mountain on his side.
Is it free?
It is. So we got a minute 13 difference between our runners. So yeah, Turtle Rock, obviously very dangerous dungeon.
Nice Waffle House drive-thru from Relkin.
I love me some Waffle House drive-thru. Thank you, Relkin. I appreciate that. I don't remember. Did
oh no,
Shady missing the torch? He's still got enough time.
Yeah.
Did Relkin lose his fairy or not? Do you remember?
I don't remember. That was during the comms outage. Where that was.
Right. Yeah. We didn't see. Yeah. Right. I forget. I guess we'll find out. So, hopefully, Relkin still has his fairy.
Is that no comma fairy is coming, Brahmin, or no fairy is coming, as if he doesn't have it? Oh man, Shady taking damage at literally the last possible frame in chomps, but it's still a pretty fast chomps.
Yeah, and he's still got his fairy on deck, so he should be fine. Can even get back up to full health. So yeah, now he's going to these two Poke rooms. So these are all about kind of knowing which RNG you're getting and then reacting appropriately. This is a nice, easy one to deal with. Hopefully you can grab that fairy. Oh, he's got to be a little careful from those floating heads, but not ideal, but he did not take damage, which is what you want.
Yeah, Relkin went a little too far right after the hook shot in Roller Room, and then hooked to the pot, which loses a little time. Like if you're slow, the hook can help you get there without taking damage, but it's not going to help you beat it on the way down. And he took 2 hits when he would have really liked to only take 1. But
Relkin with a really good reaction to some bad Chomps RNG. That was really nice.
But Relkin also on schedule to get back to beams.
Yeah, and Shady with beams. This next Crystal Roller Room here just gets a little bit faster and easier.
Wow. Poke's holding out on Relkin here. Hopefully he doesn't get the God Poke RNG. Where you might get the fairy, but you're probably not going to pick it up if you follow up on that Poke 2 RNG. That happened to me. And I was like 2 minutes ahead in the race still, even with the death, and I missed the key dash because I like second guessed myself. Luckily, almost maybe? not getting the God RNG, so he doesn't have to make that choice.
Yeah, I saw Shady there getting through his laser skip and getting his last TR key. So now he's just off to the Trinex fight. Trinex, another dangerous boss, but for runners this experience, it should not be too much of an issue. I expect to see backdoor from both these guys. Yeah, it looks like Shady is lining up for that. Ooh, Shady's got to be a little patient here. Just take your time. He's going to get out, right? Okay, good.
Okay. Phew.
Yeah, it's easy when one of those fire rod shots misses to just start spamming, and then you can run out. If you run out of magic there's nothing you can do.
Is Samaria magic refill allowed in NMG? Does Shady know Samaria magic refill?
I don't know the answer to either of those questions. I would guess not. Wait, let's see what Relkin opts for. I'm assuming he's going to do the same thing. Yeah, it looks like Relkin getting a bit of ice spell. That was pretty quick. Ice shot there by Trinex.
That was honestly, I'm surprised Relkin hesitated and still got 3 hits in on the second one. He remembered to menu, so he didn't lose much time.
Okay, so Shady just TR cutscene ahead here, heading to Gen's Tower, the most difficult and most exciting to watch dungeon, in my opinion. Really kind of combines everything we've learned over the past hour and 20 minutes and throws it all at you at once.
Yeah, it's GT and Ganon are honestly such a great way to end the run, from a running perspective and from a viewing perspective. It's a really quality climactic finish.
So we'll see what they opt for their key route. I guess Shady not taking that torch key. I'm assuming he's going to get the pre-Moldorm key. That's about the only thing you can customize in this dungeon is deciding which 2 of the 3 keys you get. So we have on time here. So minute 01 separates them. So Relkin made up some time in T-Rocket, it looks like. See what Relkin opts for. Looks like he's going to do the same. See Shady here doing that bonk to avoid going through that warp tile, which saves you about 5 seconds. So in GT, we get to revisit our friendly light world bosses, except each one has an interesting twist to it. So we have our Armos on Ice Fight.
Opting to get the fast cycle. If you delay the last couple arrows you shoot up, you let the circle start moving, so they're moving into your arrows a little sooner. Saves about a second.
Yeah, pretty good basement time for Shady. I think that was like a 2:39 mirror. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Shady heading into the Mimics rooms. Maybe the two most challenging rooms of this dungeon. A little bit of trouble there, but cleans it up. Oh, Shady getting bodied by that Fairy. It's gonna lose a few chunks of magic. He can get that back in some pots, so he should be okay.
Unfortunate bounce. I guess the bounce is in your control, so not so. Wow, relkin might almost.
Yeah, this is gonna. I think this is long enough.
Yeah, we'll see. Luckily, I'm sure relkin probably doesn't even think about Fire Bat Circle. He just reacts where they go. Yeah,
maybe. I don't know how long. That was kind of a slow fight. Like, so if you take too long on the Armos Knights fight, your bat pattern in the Ganon fight will be not what you're expecting. And so if these runners have practiced the Ganon fight a lot, they have specific movements that they'll do for the second phase, but if the bats aren't going where you think they're going to go, then that makes it more difficult.
Yeah, that is one thing where I think, rando runners, especially rando runners who, go for fast, like 1-in-1 strats and stuff, the arc variable is often very messed up in rando. You probably aren't practicing it very often with it where you expect it to be. So I wouldn't be too worried. Obviously, if you can only take one Fire Bat hit, you might do that, but
yeah, hopefully he's been practicing for this main tourney, so he's used to the green mail 14 heart random bat fight. Nice GT climb here on Shady's side. We've been kind of talking about other stuff, but he had a pretty clean gauntlet there. So yeah, to see Shady opting for the pre-Moldorm chest key. So you got relkin, who getting a bit of bad luck on that Lambo pattern, but he should be able to clean it up. So you got Shady heading into the Moldorm refight. Really nicely done. So it's always a big if, but Shady can definitely get a decent GT gold here if he can clean up Aghanim 2.
Agha 2 is the hardest boss in the game to do fast, though. Like a decent first pattern? I think that was 2. I think I saw it in flashes for 2.
Ooh, bit of bad luck there with the blue ball. Oh, Shady. He's getting difficult Agha patterns to handle, but he cleans it up.
I guess the first one was a 1.
All right, so now all Shady's got left to the Ganon fight is relkin's got to remember he's got to grab that key. There we go. And so Ganon, obviously, super challenging fight. There's a bit of RNG in terms of how long it's going to take, as well as where Ganon is going to warp to in this second phase here. Nice trident spin. Ooh, got a front-facing Ganon. This can be challenging. So he's got to be a little careful. He can still take one Fire Bat hit. He's not going to get a 1-on-1, it looks like. Did he clean that up? Oh, wow. Oh, no. He got it, too. I can't believe he cleaned that up.
He did, yeah. So you got the 2 double spins and 4 other hits. And got unlucky with Ganon warps. I don't think he could really afford to try not to
Yeah, Ganon
try
worked
to
anywhere
move
else.
between. Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a pattern he can deal with now, so hopefully he can clean this up.
But the arc variable, I think, is off now because...
That's true. It's not as bad in this RNG, though. Okay, nicely done. So now, the ever important thing for him is to get Torch Glitch. Shady getting some warps here. See Relkin getting the same exact Ganon warp, the same front-facing Ganon. So he's going into the circle to dash. This is...
I think Relkin did slightly mess up the arc variable. But it actually made it easier for him to get in the circle with Ganon facing that way.
It's really nice recovery on his side. So Shady, Torch Glitch, got it. Okay, so Shady's got to just settle in some triples here. Shady doing a pretty good job cleaning this up. See, Relkin got his. This is going to end up being a real close race. Shady's only got a couple more, I think.
Yeah, Shady's hit too many triples, I think, for it to be...
That is it.
Very close at the end there.
GG's to Shady. Like, outside of the mire, like a really, really good run on his side. As we see, it just Relkin right behind. What a race. This ended up being so close.
Yeah, this was very close. And the only big... Well, I guess the Ganon death was a moderately big disaster. But the only big disaster was one they both had. So it was a one... That was a...
Just like 15 seconds difference.
Yeah. Nice gold Ganon for Relkin. Actually only finished 2 seconds off the splits he was running against.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get both these guys in here.
Yep, I am asking him right now. Relkin just confirmed. Just needs a minute. So we do have one interviewee confirmed already.
So Shady, Shady gets a date with Kyong now, which is always going to be a tough matchup.
That is a really good race.
Yeah, it was a great race. I think wasn't Kyong in? Yeah, that was a group stage rematch. Yeah, that was Blaine was pointing out in chat. Here.
Oh, apologies for keyboard noises.
We just need to get Shady an invite.
Yeah, I see him in the waiting room there. There he is. Shady.
Hello,
GG.
man.
Congrats. How you feeling?
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that was a fun race. Just another run, really.
Yeah, you had a really good run outside of just maybe 3 splits there, right? Just a couple big mistakes, but other than that, you were running way ahead of your PB splits.
I felt like I was playing pretty well. 6 blue balls was a lot. Light World was a little bit sloppy, but like, it's always sloppy. It's impossible to do it in Light World well. And then a lot of the Dark World was actually really nice, but it usually is fairly consistent. I thought I was a little bit unlucky in the moth fight, the way it worked. And then, I mean, maybe I should dash instead of walk, but that slug just came up and said, "Hey, hello, have 4 hearts fewer." And then I had enough health for the Vidi fight. It shouldn't have impacted me, but I got scared. I mucked up the strat a little bit, and then I got a bad eyeball, and then I'm dead, and then I have to run in. And I think I'm losing, and then I look at the restream and I'm like, oh, I still have a narrow lead. I'm still in this.
Yeah, that was a bit of an unlucky pattern you got there on that Vidi fight. Yeah, because, for us, it was insane, right? Because it just completely swung and then completely swung back like 20 seconds later. So kind of like selfishly, it made the race much more interesting.
Yeah, I'll bet.
For both of you to die instead of one of you.
Oh, where did he die?
He died to Vitreous like 20 seconds after you did.
Oh, no.
Hello. We are also joined by Relkin. GG, dude.
Yo, GG, Relkin.
Yo, GG's, dude.
I was confused why I was still ahead after I died to Vitreous. I had no idea that you did as well. Oh, man.
Yeah, Relkin, you were on a pace. Like, what is your PB?
1:30:11.
So you were 2 minutes ahead of that at Meyer Torches, approximately. Like, you are on like really good 1:28 pace at that point. So you have a huge PB in you.
Just need it to happen.
I mean, yeah, that's the hard part always, right? But yeah, how did you feel about that one? I mean, obviously outside the Vidi death, great run, right? You can't feel too bad about that.
Yeah, this was like, I was feeling like I wasn't messing up too much. The beginning had some minor mishaps, but then I just kind of played solid after Eastern. Everything else was pretty dang good, and of course the Vidi thing happened, but we can forget about that, right? That's how that works. See, it cancels out because Shady also died, right?
Exactly. If it happens to both of you, it happened to neither of you. We just subtract 2.5 minutes off both your times, and then move on with our lives.
Yeah, someone can change the submission, right?
If that means I get 128, then yes.
Put it on the leaderboard. You deserve it.
Yeah, so the funny thing about the Vidi death is that I was like having the stream up on the side on my phone, and it's like terribly behind because mobile Twitch is awful, as you probably know. But I was just trying to use that to gauge where I was, and on my side, I go into Vidi before Shady does, just because of how bad mobile Twitch is. Had I known that Shady died, I might have played a bit differently on Vidi, but that didn't happen. So I just was like, I gotta play aggressively the entire time, and so bit the dust there with that eyeball.
Yeah, at least you went out going for it, right? So
yeah,
I can't feel too bad. You've had a pretty great run in this tournament so far, though. Like, I think I was saying that you were the highest seed left at the winners bracket at this point, and you still got life in you. You still have a second chance. So, like, and the other question I had is, how much NMG had you played before this tournament? Like, had you done any runs at all?
I completed like 3 or 4 runs, honestly.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously still a ton of room for improvement, right? Like, I mean, you're obviously a great rando player, so the movement's there. It's just getting the reps in, really.
Yeah, according to LiveSplit, this is my 21st run attempt, at least.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. And for you, Shady, you got a date with Kyung now, right? So this is a rematch of your group stage match. How are you feeling about that?
Well, yeah, Kyung absolutely whipped my ass the last time because he posted a really good time at low 126, and then I had a run
language
like
bro.
Yeah, I had a run like this with several deaths.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun matchup to watch. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough on Kyung's pretty fast, but But like, who knows? Anyone can die to Vitreous or whatever. Anything can happen.
Any two people can die to Vitreous. Even.
Any two people in a race can die to Vitreous.
So yeah, I think that's Vortex. You got any more questions for these guys?
Vortex might not be hearing us. Vortex, push to talk.
Is it not going? Can you hear me?
Now you can hear you.
We can hear
Okay.
you now.
Yeah, I think so. Relkin is up against Scoople next. How are you feeling about that one? Are you feeling any way in particular about it? Have you been paying attention to his run in the tournament?
So am I up against Scoople next?
I think so. Scoople thinks so. Scoople said I think he was getting that he thought he was getting the loser of this race.
I thought that we were still waiting on Chelsea and Rywek.
Oh wait, yeah, that's true. No, that's one more race. I looked at the bracket wrong.
But yeah, Scoople is right behind this match. So like, if he wins the match versus Chelsea or Rywek, then yes.
Yes. So
will be
any
my
of those three, how are you feeling against that? I assume you know all of them.
Yeah, I know that Scoople is definitely the most formidable opponent. He's been grinding NMG a bunch, I would imagine, because doesn't he have like a 128 something?
Yeah, so 128.18, I think.
Yeah. So I'll be most scared of him, definitely.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think that mostly does it for me. So yeah.
All right, great race, guys. Thank you for running.
Yeah, thanks for commentating, guys. Really appreciate it. And good luck to Relkin. I'll be rooting for you, dude, in the next round.
Hey, thanks, man. GG's again.
I can't beat you at Rando, but at least I can just about squeeze past you in NMG.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yeah, I'll let you. You're the winner.
Yeah. But who knows? We might meet again in the losers bracket at some point later on.
Man, I hope I make it that far.
Alright, folks. So I hope you all liked this match, but if you like, Link to the Past NMG, we got another match. Spoilers. This is actually a double feature today. We got two matches back to back today. We'll have one of versus Picapel right after. We're actually already in the race room, so busy night today for Link to the Past. But before we head out, I just want to thank Matt and Vortex of Doom again for commentating today. It was awesome hearing your voices. But if there's anything else you want to add before we head out here and transition to the next race, then now would be the time.
Thanks for putting this.
Yeah, you got it.
No problem.
Right. Thanks for putting this together. So, yeah.
All right, folks. Just so you know, due to us wanting the Twitch spots separate as well, we are gonna have to take down the stream temporarily for just a couple seconds. We're literally just gonna start streaming again on the stream machine. So be ready for it. Just refresh your page when it goes down. But yeah, we'll end the stream right here, and we'll be right back with the second match. So don't go anywhere.